I got to get to the white dude. Okay, and I haven't got to him yet. But I was going to say about the rapist, though, when you say, yes, rape is wrong and that we need to change the law. But, rape is wrong, especially when the white dude is getting off. You see, because the kid that raped the girl at Stanford, dudes beat the crap out of him. But what good is it? Here it is. You seen the white dude get off. But if a brother was doing that, he's going to jail. Well, just like the crack cocaine, powder cocaine thing. All this stuff. I'm not saying that rape is good, but I'm just saying who are you putting in jail? Everybody. If you rape, everybody needs to go to jail because I have sisters.
Yeah.
And other relatives who have been raped. Okay? And whoever these guys are, they should be thrown under the jail. I'm not going to give me this color thing, but when you see on national TV a white kid who is also by a white judge told, hey, guess what? You're only going to get 6 months probation. And there's only certain persons going to get that kind of rule. Brothers ain't getting that. They're going, especially if he's caught with a white girl. He's done.
Yeah.
Emmett Till just whistled, and you see what happened to him. These guys are actually, now you're dating them, they're throwing them under the jail. You can't. Rape is period. I don't care who's doing it. Wrong. Everybody need to go to jail. You do it. To take someone's, humanity is wrong, man. You can't do that. No, I don't care who he is or how rich he is, and that's what, that's why they say money talks, bullshit walks. I'm telling you, hey, that's why they put that out there.
Well, and then usually bullshit walks over to Fox News and gets a job working on there.
Oh, yeah.
Which, God, who just interviewed Bill O'Reilly? I think it was Matt Lauer, and Bill O'Reilly was like, I've never done anything wrong. My record is clean, whatever. And it's like bullshit.
Right.
It's.
But you still walked away with millions of dollars. Okay, you're filthy rich. All of them, even though my man from Fox who passed away, Ailes, they gave him a $40 million gift to go away.
Look at the double standard. I mean, think about it. Look at the stringent requirements that Obama was under as president. How he was scrutinized as a black man. And by the way, he was also half white, but no one ever acknowledges that, right? It's just he was a black president. No one. Forget it.
You got any black in you?
Yeah, you're black.
That's right. And that was but who put that law out? Who said that? A white man said that.
Of course.
That's where that came from.
Right, but my point is, when, and I'm sure I'm jumping the gun here as far as topics, but, when we have a president who calls anyone a sons of bitch, can you imagine Obama doing, and this man was held to the highest of standards. He could barely even, go against the slime McConnell and he couldn't.
McConnell told him, I'm going to make sure you fail.
Exactly. But as a black male, he was also, he was under even more sort of stringent, scrutiny. Exactly. So it's always been a double.
The wife was told that I had people at my job. Well, I don't want his wife telling my kids how to eat. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. It's not that she's trying to tell them how to eat, but damn, diabetes is through the roof. You country-ass, redneck, stupid-ass people keep talking about, I don't want no Obamacare and everything, but you got your ass down there, and that's why there are more white folks on welfare, even though they keep saying we don't want no welfare, but who's on welfare?
It's basically the equivalent, and, I'm certainly no fan of the Reagans, but that's like, and we could speak for hours on the stupidity of the whole just say no thing, but that I don't recall anybody when Nancy Reagan said just say no. I don't recall anyone saying, well, don't tell me how to raise my kids. Don't tell my kids they can't buy crack in the park across the street from the White House. My kids are Americans. They can do whatever the hell they want.
Right.
Crack. Just in case, for you, the listener, just in case you hadn't heard about this, crack is bad for you.
Right.
Much in the same way that vegetables are good for you. And it's interesting that you bring up Michelle Obama and the whole healthy school lunches, because I saw a story this week that Melania Trump invited kids to help harvest the White House garden, and she's trying to carry on. It's not just stealing speeches. She's like also taking the cue of how to act going forward from Michelle Obama, which is fantastic. But we can sit here and cross our fingers and no, Melania is going to be that good influence that Donald Trump needs. When they spoke at the UN this week, and Melania was talking about cyberbullying and how you have to stop this. It starts at home, and I think every comedian on the planet was like, speaking of starting at home, have you noticed who you're married to?
Mm-hmm. Right.
It's like, for you to like say, cyberbullying is a problem.
Right.
Well, no shit. Who could possibly be setting an example for that? Right. Oh, I know. It's your husband, the president.
Right.
And I wanted to save this for the last topic because it's, when we talk about race, that's the one that tends to go on. But one of the big topics that's coming up now is, and speaking of the president tweeting, is that Trump tweeted after Stephen Curry said, I might not go to the White House as is traditional, because the Golden State Warriors won the NBA championship, and then Curry was like, I'm not going to go, and Trump said, well, you're not invited. Right. And so, well, he already said he's not going. So for you to disinvite him, but people want to. It's the whole thing of treating the symptoms of a disease and not the cause. Mm-hmm. People want to talk about Steph Curry not going to the White House. They want to talk about Colin Kaepernick taking a knee, and I can understand if you think that is disrespectful, but ask, and you don't really have to go far to find out. This isn't something that is going to take hours of research. It's going to take seconds of Googling. Why are they doing this? Why is Curry saying he's not going to go to the White House? Why is Kaepernick taking a knee? It is because there are issues of race in this country, largely between the police and politicians and black people, that need to be addressed, if not resolved.
But
because I know resolving them it's gonna take a lot of work, and as Americans, we don't like to work.
Right, but do you think people who are taking issue with that don't know why he's doing that? I mean, I don't think it's a question of knowledge. I think they're angry.
It's willful ignorance.
Right. I also think they are angry because it's that uppity black person. It's like, how dare they? How dare they? Take that kind of stand. I think that's what it is. I don't even know if it's. I mean, if you were to say, hey, this is what's going on, and this is the issue. These are the people who've been killed by the police. Do you think those people who have an issue would say, "Oh, interesting. Okay, I understand it now." No, I don't think so.
Well, actually, there's but if you look at the history, you see that's where history comes in, because there's a history between the police and black people.
Of course.
And usually it's behind some murders. It's behind you and drugs, or you abusing and mistreating black. Hello, Rodney King, for God's sake.
Of course.
Rodney, I mean,
well, and look at recently. Now, granted, we can always say, too, is it the internet and the fact that we are able to video these things that is why we are seeing more of it now, or has it increased? The police are more militarized. What's the question? I think it's a combination of both. But yeah, I mean, we don't all know that, but right. I think it's an undebatable fact that there's an issue between black people and the police.
Right, and then people say, well, maybe they ought to do it. Like, one of my friends actually thought that I would agree with her on, if they didn't dress black, and she's black, if they didn't dress this way. I said, well, let me tell you, the white boys dressing that way. You're forgetting, where do all the coolness come from? Okay?
It's also blame the victim.
Right, she's okay. Yeah. When brothers first started sagging, they were called gang members. The white boys sagging now. Okay, the white boys listening to rap. Hell, I was just telling Dave how the massive audience to see DMX, they were all white. Okay, so it's cool for the white boy, it's cool for everybody else, but it ain't cool for the brother. So now the brother has to pull his pants up. Mm-hmm. Well, why shouldn't I be able to dress the way I want? Because now you're stealing, because everybody wants to be cool. If you can go all the way down to the handshakes, high five, doing the bump, chest pumping, all that came from black folks. And the white boys embraced all of it, but yet, if brothers do it, oh, look at them, they're so-and-so, and they're doing this, and they're doing... No. Everybody wants to do it because everybody wants to be cool. Why do you think now white dudes are winning R&B? White women are winning the R&B, American Music Awards is being won by a white chick, or a white dude. I mean, who's got the most soul? White dudes winning? Brothers, you don't even hear about them anymore. Rap?
Well,
white guy.
on behalf of white artists, I do have to say that for the most part, they have come a long way since Pat Boone. But still, it's like, for some reason, the whole debate about like who gets to say the N-word,
right,
which always comes up, and it's there was a thing, I didn't even read the story because it was just a headline. Made me shake my
Morgan?
Head. But, there was something about like some sorority sisters who were, singing something with the N-word in it,
right?
And it's like, it drives me nuts. The whole, well, how come black people get to do that and we don't? You know what? If you want to be able to do stuff that black people do, that they're allowed to do, finger quotes, because they're black, why don't you, how about if you get an escort about 20 feet behind you every time you walk into a retail establishment?
Right.
Black people get that. Why aren't white people fighting for that? Black people get killed by police in numbers that are just way off ratio-wise, more than white people do. Yeah. Why aren't y'all fighting for that? For me personally, if there is anything that I'm upset that black people get to do that I don't, that they get to do it because they're black people get to wear purple suits without everyone going, are you doing the Joker? Is this the Joker? Is that what's happening?
Very good point.
I don't get to do that because I'm white and I look ridiculous in a
but
purple
Prince
suit.
Can get away with it.
Oh, hell yeah. I used to work at a radio station in Missouri, and one of our overnight guys, Larry Johnson, awesome dude. Larry was a great guy, very cool. We had like the company holiday party. And a bunch of us were carpooling. We go to pick Larry up, and he comes out of his house, and he is wearing not a zoot suit, but like more of a modern cut. And this is like early mid-90s. So, the longer jackets with the, 3 buttons. It was, that was kind of a look then. Larry comes out, and he is wearing a purple suit, purple fedora with an orange band on the hat, and orange shoes to match the band on the hat, orange kerchief hanging out of the pocket. And it was like, God damn, you look cool, man. That is the shit. And it's like, I couldn't do that. I know I can't do that.
Yeah.
And you know what? So white folks, if there's something you want to be jealous that black people can do that you can't, start with purple suits.
Well,
work your way up
friend
to
Darren,
getting upset that you can't use the N-word. And maybe it'll kind of come to you like why you can't do that.
Well, my friend Darren used to always say, you guys have the coolest communication that we don't have. You get to say, hey, what's up, bro? What's up, bro? And they go, oh, you just do this. He said, white guys don't do that. We don't have that. You guys have that. I said, but that don't mean, there are some black people who don't speak to us at all. I have a lot of brothers I run into, don't speak. Always, what are you smiling about, man? You have black folks that don't want you to smile.
Yeah.
They hate it. They think you're too happy. Well, I don't want to walk around angry all damn day, so I don't want to carry that. Walking around. That's why they always think people they're menace or something because But that's just my thing. I really don't give a shit if you speak to me or not. Really, just don't put your hands on me. Leave me alone.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
But so getting back to the president and the tweeting and Steph Curry and Colin Kaepernick. So the other thing, because Trump had one of his rallies, and I think this was really interesting. If you look at the Alabama Senate race to replace Jeff Sessions, you've got Luther Strange, who effectively, even though he's, only been in office a short period, he is the establishment Republican.
Right.
And his challenger is Roy Moore, the former federal judge who wanted or went against legal order and had the 10 Commandments placed in a monument outside the courthouse. The guy is preaching fire and brimstone.
Oh, there you go.
And amazingly, because I'm loath to give the president any props, but for some reason he's going, and believe me, both Luther Strange and Roy Moore are fucking batshit crazy.
Luther Strange.
Yeah, I mean, he sounds like a